What's going on, my good old friends of YouTube? It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So I know before you go down below in the comments and type, Stas, the stock market's closed tomorrow, why are you making this video? Before you say that, I know the stock market's closed tomorrow. Happy Martin Luther King Day, guys. And I'm still making this video today, Sunday, because why not? And we're going to break down 10 stocks that I'm looking at, all of which are reporting earnings this week as earnings season is upon us yet again. And we also have to break down what happened in the markets last week. So hit the like button, subscribe, drop me a comment, let me know your thoughts. Join my Patreon if you want all my moves plus more in the markets. That's linked down below. And you guys could also get 2 stocks from Webull and $50 free from M1 Finance. Again, all of that is linked down below. And let's get right into the video. So before we even get into the stocks, let's talk about what happened last week very quickly. In about a minute, 2 minutes, let's break down some charts and see what the heck's going on. So number one, we all know volatility is here. It's been here and it's still here, right, guys? And we also know that CPI, the CPI data, came in not that bad for December compared to the previous month, but still year over year, 7% roughly inflation. That's crazy. So we have a lot going on in the markets. On top of that, what the Fed is doing. We're not going to get into all of that today, but overall, that is what caused a lot of volatility last week in the stock market. We can see here a clear head and shoulders on SPY, and we did get a little short-term bounce on Friday. As you all can see, this went up about 0.04%. The Russell went up 0.1% on Friday. We had the NASDAQ up 0.7%, and the Dow actually went down about 0.5% because bank stocks didn't do that well on Friday, which we'll talk more about bank stocks later in this video, guys, so make sure you stick on throughout. So we did get a little short-term bounce on top of 460 for a SPY, and I'm going to be watching this upcoming week. Do we end up going back down to test 460 again? Maybe we break under that and fill the gap to about 450, or is this short-term bounce we saw on Friday, is it going to continue over the course of this week? And a lot of this, honestly, relies on earnings, and especially big tech earnings, which are coming up here in the next 2-3 weeks. I believe all of the big tech names report late January, early February. So if those names do well, hey, the markets and their stocks go up. Obviously, the markets are going to prosper, at least in the short term. So let's see what SPY does above 460. That's what I'm going to be watching over these next couple of days. And let's take a look at what Triple Q's doing. This tracks the NASDAQ 100, as many of you guys, if not all of you guys, already know that. So we can see here we rallied above 380 on Friday. On Friday, like I said, the NASDAQ went up 0.6%. So that's a big move for Triple Q here because, like I've said in many of my videos, 378, 380 is a critical level of support. And the fact that we got under that on Friday and earlier last week, we got all the way down to 370, I think 369 at the low. That's not good, guys. But now the fact that we're back over 380 and on Friday we closed above 380, that is a pretty good sign. So like I said, we're watching for SPY, we're watching 465, and the equivalent to Triple Q for, the equivalent is roughly a 380. We have to watch 380, 385 on Triple Q. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and make sure to hit the like button if you haven't done so already. That really helps me out in the YouTube algorithm. And with that being said, let's now talk about some stocks. We have 10 in particular, like you guys saw in the title, that we have to talk about. And number 1 out of 10 is Netflix. And the ticker on that is NFLX. So let's pop it up and see what's going on. And by the way, speaking about Netflix, did you guys see just, I think last week or maybe in the past couple of days, they announced price hikes. And I'm sure it's here on the live news tab. Let's pop it up and see. I think it was 11% price hike, which if their subscription, what does it cost now? Like $17? If it's 10%, it's going to increase by $1.70 to maybe $2, depending on if I got that math right. But overall, oh wait, here it says Netflix raising U.S. prices, standard plan to top $15 a month. So if they're raising it $1, $2 per person, it's not that crazy in the grand scheme of things, but considering how many subscribers they have, and by that I mean, look, it's not a big deal for the average Joe to pay $15 a month opposed to $13.50. It's really not a big deal. But to Netflix, they actually make a lot of extra money, more revenue by doing that because they have so many people subscribed to their platform, obviously, which makes complete sense. So we're not going to see the effect of that this earnings report, which is on the 20th of this month, obviously in 4 days from now. When is that? Probably Wednesday or Thursday. We're not going to see the effect on this report, but in a couple reports down the line, the next quarter, the quarter we're in now, we're gonna see if this is obviously they're gonna make more money, and we're gonna see the numbers. So I'm very excited for that. And overall, Netflix has been down a ton from $700 to $525. It is down a whopping 26%. Which is nuts. And this 4-hour chart does not look good. We're under the moving averages. We're seeing a death cross. There's absolutely no sign of a bottom, which leads me to this 3-year chart. Let's pop this up. You guys can clearly see on this chart, we broke under the 50 moving average, and now we're approaching the lows from the end of May, being around 480 to 500. Do you guys remember Netflix was literally at 480 to $500 roughly for about a year? I mean, this is one of those stocks, and same with Amazon, and Amazon hasn't really broken out quite yet like Netflix did, but Amazon and Netflix, well, now Netflix broke out, but both of these had a very long period of just consolidation. Like, look, Amazon since June 2020, guys, a year and a half ago, it hasn't moved much. It's pretty much the same price, and that was Netflix up until this rip to 700. You guys can see from June 2020 up until June 2021, that was a whole year. It didn't do much at all, and then it got that rip in July all the way to 700, and Squid Game is what really let the stock or launched the stock off a launching pad, in other words. And now we're finally getting a pullback. So I think overall, Netflix, I'm not calling bottoms here. That's a very impossible thing to do. You could be right sometimes, but I'm not calling bottoms. But overall, I'd be surprised. Let's put it this way. I'd be surprised if Netflix got much lower than 480. I could definitely see it going under 500 considering we're only at 525 right now. And sure, it could go for 490, 480, which was the support all the way back from July 2020. But if it starts going under 480, 450, down to the 180 SMA at 430, quite honestly, I would be surprised. But hey, nothing's impossible. So what I'm trying to say here is it's slowly approaching a buy zone between 450, in my opinion, to 500, right around, this moving average. Like I said, this thing's down 40% or about 30% now. And if it gets lower to the point where we're at 500, 480, it's going to be down 40%. So that's going to be very interesting. NFLX with earnings coming up in 4 days from when I'm filming this video. And like I said, we had banks last week report. We had Wells Fargo and we had JP Morgan, the two big dogs. And this week, we have some more big players. Number one is Morgan Stanley. And the ticker on this is MS. Let's pop it up and see what's going on. So we all saw the banks last week. Let's just pop those up. JP Morgan, this went down 6% on Friday, which is not good. That didn't set the most positive tone overall, considering, like I said, this went down about 6%. But on the flip side, it's funny, Wells Fargo went up about 4% on the day. So Wells Fargo did well with earnings. JP Morgan, not so much. And banks in general, they started falling last week, which is why we saw Morgan Stanley pulling that back up, which they report this week. They fell about 3.6% on Friday, and they report on the 19th. So I want to see, okay, banks, they didn't start off well. Sure, Wells Fargo did well, but the big dog, JP Morgan, didn't do well. I want to see, though, if Morgan Stanley reports good numbers. Are they a surprise, maybe a surprise beat? Because now people think, oh, maybe bank stocks aren't going to be doing well in the short term, that they're dumping. And in that case, let's say they do surprise, this stock could easily snap back to 103 to 105, which overall, ever since middle of August, I mean, that's been resistance. So watch for a potential snapback for Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs sold off 2.5% on Friday. It went down about $10. I'm noticing a head and shoulders on this one, and it's clearly more oversold than it is overbought. So if we see good earnings from them on the 18th, and 2 days from now being Tuesday, the first day of trading this week, guys, again, tomorrow is Martin Luther King Day. Happy Martin Luther King Day. You know, if Goldman Sachs crushes it, this stock's going to snap back, probably close, maybe even over $400 a share. And we also have Bank of America this week, BAC. This one went down about 2%. And overall, out of all these stocks, Morgan Stanley's chart's not bad. But Goldman Sachs, not the best chart. But out of all these three, I'm going to have to say Bank of America has the most attractive chart. They report earnings on the 18th, same day as Goldman Sachs. And I believe they're pre-market. Banks are usually pre-market. Let's see, Goldman Sachs. BAC's pre-market. Goldman Sachs is, yes, pre-market. Like I said, banks usually report pre-market. So going back to BAC, this one clearly got overbought, hit $50 just a couple of days ago, about 6 days ago, calendar days ago. And that's after it was just $43, literally less than a month ago, guys. So on the 20th of December, it was $43 a share. It ran all the way to $50 a share by the 10th of January. So in 20 days, it ran 17%. It makes sense that we're seeing this pullback. So if we do get down to, let's say, 45, 46 a share, maybe on Bank of America, that could be a dip buy right around the 180 SMA on this 4-hour chart. And we'll see what they report. Me personally, guys, well, I can't even buy it now before earnings, and I wouldn't even do that anyway. But considering they report pre-market on Tuesday, that's good. We're going to see how they do, what are the numbers, and then we'll be able to trade it throughout the week since it's reporting earlier in the week. So I'm excited about the banks this week. I'm also looking at Ally, ALLY, another financial services-based company. This company reports on, let's see here, the 21st, which I believe, what is that? That's probably a Friday. So they report on Friday. And this stock, the trend's looking pretty good as well. It's breaking out. It's been breaking out of the moving averages. We're noticing a golden cross on this as well. And it only went down 0.25% on Friday. Not too bad. And then again, this isn't a traditional bank. It's way different. But yeah, it looks like it's breaking out. Earnings this week, we got to watch it because it's still off about $6. Actually, more like $4 or $5 off the highs. And that means there could be more upside. You know, there's more room to run. So keep your eyes on Ally Financial, ALLY. And we have TRV this week, Travelers Companies, which is reporting on the 20th. That's on Thursday. And look at this. We've actually called this out before on the channel. It hasn't played out yet. Well, it actually started to play out. We called this ascending triangle out, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. And you guys can see it did break out recently to about $168 per share. And I mentioned to you guys, look, clear ascending triangle on the yearly chart here. We haven't broken out of 163 for over a year or about a year. So if it starts taking out low mid 160s, we're going to fly. And this thing did start to go up. It went to 168, which was a short run, and then it pulled back. But now, if you notice, we've been consolidating since that pullback over the past couple of days, and we very well could be getting ready for another move. And that's kind of what I'm waiting for. I'm going to put my alert. Let's do a 165 alert on this one. If that breaks that point, guys, I'm telling you, with earnings coming up later in the week, so we'll see some maybe volatility before earnings, we might be able to see a move on this one. So put TRV on your watch list. UnitedHealth Group, another one. We talk about this one a lot on the channel, guys, and we called it out a few months ago as we noticed the ascending triangle that was forming. Do you guys remember? That was a few months ago, and it broke out from about 430 all the way to 500, and that's kind of what TRV might do. Who the heck knows? It might do that. You know, we might see that break out, and it goes to to 200 for all we know. You know, nothing's off the table in these the days we're living in when it comes to the stock market, guys. So UNH, we called that ascending triangle out. It broke out, got to 500. Now, lo and behold, it's pulling back after a ridiculous 3-4 month run, which makes sense. You know, it went from 509, now it's at 468. We're currently down about 8-9%, nothing crazy. We're right above the 180 moving average as well, with earnings coming up on the 19th. So what is that? 19th, that's on Wednesday? Yeah, that's on Wednesday. So as of now, UNH is fighting to hold the 180 SMA. And if it breaks out from here, let's say we start confirming a breakout above 470, 475, this could probably go back to 500 in all reality, guys. So I'm going to put my alert at $470 per share for UnitedHealth Group. We also have Procter Gamble this week, ticker symbol PG. They report earnings, let's see here, on the 19th pre-market. So they're on Wednesday. And what we're noticing here is a stock that's gone ballistic. I mean, it went from $138 back in October all the way to $165, which is about a 19-20% move. And now it's pulled back a bit from 165 to about 156. We're getting that double bottom breakout. We're seeing on Friday we had a nice move up about 1%. And this could be a head and shoulders forming, guys. It really could be. Let me show you this. We have the left shoulder here. We got the potential right shoulder right here. And we got the head right here. But let me tell you this. If we end up taking out that the top of the left shoulder, also known as the neckline, and we start breaking, and we do break the 50 SMA on this 4-hour chart, this stock's probably going to start breaking out again. 165, maybe even higher. So yes, it could be a head and shoulders, but again, if we break the neckline, which is at 162, I'm going to put my alert there. This could end up being a nice breakout play. And to wrap up the video, let's talk about some airlines. Airlines have been very crazy with Omicron, it's all the cancellations. I mean, you guys have seen the headlines. 3,500 flights canceled today. 22 flights, or 22, well, I wish it was 22. 2,200 flights canceled today. It's been crazy. So I want to see UAL, United Airlines, which, mind you, it's been slowly breaking out recently. 50 SMA has been crossing over the 180. That's a golden cross. We're trading above the moving averages. Yes, we did have a red day on Friday, down 3%, but still, overall, it's breaking out. So I want to see, with them reporting earnings on Wednesday the 19th, I want to see what they do. Numbers, EPS, revenue, and most importantly, guidance. That goes with AAL as well, which is American Airlines. They report on the 20th, which is on Thursday. And just like UAL, guys, AAL has been slowly breaking out. 50 SMA is crossing above the 180 SMA. We're above the main moving average here. So let's see if this momentum continues. So overall, guys, look, this week is going to be big, volatile most likely. We have a lot of earnings reports from banks. We're seeing the rotation continue from growth to value. Will that continue this week? Will we see more red in tech? It's going to be exciting. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe, and join my Patreon if you guys want all my buys, sells, call-outs, morning update videos, more access to me throughout the day, and a Discord chat, private Discord. That is linked down below. Or you guys can simply go to StockSurfest.com/Patreon. That's StockSurfest.com/Patreon. Make sure to also get your 2 stocks from Webull. All you have to do is use my link, deposit $100 or actually any amount of money. We each get 2 stocks, and you could also get $50 free from M1 Finance. Use my link, deposit $100 with them. We each get $50, and all of that again is linked down below. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, keep crushing the market. Stay safe out there. Peace out, guys.